Hi, my name's Jenny Martin and I'm from the 14th cohort of the Data School at the Information Lab, and I'm also one of the Dr. Preppers who helps run Prep and Data. Today we're going to be talking about removing data when inputting our data into Tableau Prep. So what do we mean by that? Why do we want to do it? Let's kind of take a look. So initially I'll show you the challenge where we're getting the data from in case you want to find it too. So we're using 2020 week 18 from Prep and Data. I will leave a link to that if you want to find it in the description below. And if we bring that into Tableau Prep, then we have the following. So this is kind of, we just connected to our data. If you need to learn more about how to do that, then there are definitely YouTube videos that will help that we have recorded in this series, so please go back and find those. But once you get to this stage, then we kind of get an overview of what our data looks like. In other words, Tableau Prep brings in for us the metadata of our dataset. And metadata literally just means the data about the data. So it tells you all these things that you can see down here in the results pane. We've got, the type, we've got the field name, we've got the original field name, which is important if you're going to be doing any renaming. The changes will pop up here, and our few sample values. So this is kind of how we can make our decisions about what we might want to do to our data before we start the main workflow. So just going over that metadata point again, at this point in our workflow, we haven't brought all of the data into Tableau Prep, so which is a good thing because it means that we can remove some unnecessary fields and make our sort of data set a little bit smaller before we actually want to start working on it. And that's important just for performance of Tableau Prep, for example. So if I just zoom in to this point here, then you can see that at the moment we've got 35 fields, which is quite a lot. Generally, when we're working with Tableau Desktop, we know that a tall, thin data set is better, more performant, more efficient than a wide data set with lots and lots of columns. So if we kind of have a look at these fields, then maybe we'll find some that we don't actually need. So this is data about football, soccer, if you're American, and some matches that Liverpool have been playing. So say, for example, we didn't want any information, we only wanted information about which players were playing. We don't care about those that were substituted later in the match. We just care about those that were first off starting the game. Then what we can do is we can just scroll down our list, find all those subs, and literally just untick them. And then you can see that this number here is going down as I'm unticking. And also it's getting a little populated in the changes column what's happening. So we've removed this field, and we can check out our changes here as well, and we can go ahead and undo any of them by just selecting the X. You can see that reticks this sub 1 box. If I remove the change there from the sub 1, then again you can see it gets reticked. So that's a really important thing to do. To make your data a bit more efficient, not bringing in all the unnecessary columns, only bringing in those that you need to do your analysis. And also, it's a good idea at this stage, if things are named incorrectly, we could always go ahead and rename them just by literally clicking into the field name and renaming them. Maybe we want our starting 11 to actually be a number 11 rather than a Roman numeral, for example. Again, you can see we get that change populated there. We get it populated here. And why would you want to do that here rather than in a clean step? It just helps going forwards to always be consistent with how your columns are named. So reasons why you might want to be doing your cleaning up, your starting your data prep in the input step itself is simply so that you're making things Tableau Prep's performance more efficient by not bringing in all the data, all the unnecessary columns, consistency of renaming our fields, and also one thing I haven't mentioned yet is the data type. You can check out if this is the correct data type going forwards. Now, it looks like Tableau Prep's done a great job of picking up the data types that are necessary. So for example, our date is a date, but maybe we know that at some point there's going to be a time element associated with it. We can always change it here to be a date time, and you can see it's change those sample values to have a time associated with it now. And we've got that change populated in our changes column and over here in the left in our changes tab. So lots that you can do, even in the input step itself, to make your workflow be efficient and to make it be consistent throughout by getting those field names and data types correct from the beginning. So thanks very much for watching this video. Please do subscribe to our channel. If you haven't seen the previous video in the series, it's all about connecting to data and all the different data sources you can connect to. And up next, we're going to be talking about the data interpreter. So thank you for watching.